Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and welcome to episode 2 of Warframe Beginner's Guide 2019. There is no doubt in my mind that if you played a little bit since the last episode, you've most likely come across Cetus, the colony found just outside of the Plains of Eidolon, simply because you have to visit here. Speak to Konzu, the bald guy, and complete one bounty before you can continue through the star chart. The Plains of Eidolon was DE's first attempt ever at an open world environment within Warframe. It may be very tempting to continue exploring the plains as a newer player, but a large majority of the bounties that are available to you this early will be far too overleveled for you to be able to complete, so just head back to your ship so we can continue progressing through the star chart. Before we start though, I want to correct two mistakes that I made in the previous video. The first mistake being the weapon that I called the MK1 Lado. It's not called the MK1 Lado. The MK1 Lado doesn't exist, it's simply known as the Lado. And the second mistake is the fact that I said you needed the scanner to craft weapons later on. I mixed the single scanner up with a dual scanner, thinking you needed the single scanner to craft the dual scanner to craft something else later on. However, the scanner is still the best starter melee out of the two in my opinion. With that out of the way, I would like you to turn your attention to the navigation section of your ship, as the star chart is going to be the first thing to complete on your Warframe to-do list. Any nodes on any planets that you see flashing blue are nodes that you have not yet completed. It is in your best interest to complete these missions at least once, as completing all nodes on the star chart will unlock things later on in the game. Of course, there are going to be a few missions that you find difficult or even incompletable, such as interception or arcwing missions. It's okay to progress through the star chart ignoring one or two nodes, as there is alternative paths around each planet, but the sooner you can get them done, the better. You will have noticed that every single planet will have one or two things known as junctions leading to other planets. Every single junction has a different set of conditions that the player has to meet before it allows them to access the content found within that junction. So for example, here on Earth we have two junctions, the Venus junction and the Mars junction, each leading to their specified planets. The first one we are able to complete and need to complete is the Venus junction. To unlock this junction, we have to number 1, complete all nodes leading up to it. Number 2, complete the War's Prize quest, which we've already done. Number 3, collect 20 mods, which you should be able to do working your way up to the junction. Number 4, apply 4 mods to a single Warframe or weapon, which we'll talk about in a bit. And number 5, upgrade any mod to rank 2 or higher through the fusion process, which we will also talk about in a minute. Before we talk about modding and fusion, I wanted to introduce you guys to the new game modes that you will come across while progressing through Earth, the first of which is defense. Defense missions are pretty straightforward. There will be a target that you have to defend from the bad guys for a period of 5 waves. A set amount of bad guys will spawn in per wave. Once all the bad guys are killed, you progress on to the next wave. At wave 5, you'll be rewarded and given the option to either extract or continue to fight. If you continue to fight, you'll be rewarded and given the option to either continue again or extract again at wave 10. This is the player's first introduction to endless missions. In endless missions, it should become very apparent to you that there is different drop tables depending on what wave you're on. In the Warframe community, we call them rotations. On waves 5 and 10, you'll get a reward from rotation A. On wave 15, you'll get a reward from rotation B. And on wave 20, you'll get a reward from rotation C, and then the cycle repeats. On wave 25 and 30, you get a reward from rotation A, 35B, 40C, so on and so forth. This rotation or drop table system is used in almost every mission where you can get more than one reward. So for example, I mentioned in the last episode that usually a spy mission consists of 3 spy vaults. Each spy vault will have a drop table assigned to them. Spy vault A will drop from rotation A or drop table A, spy vault B from B, and C from C. If we move on to the next mission type that I want to introduce to you guys, known as excavation, where the player must activate, defend, and supply power to drills that are on a timer, the drops work in a very similar way as they do in defense missions. The first drill will drop from rotation A, the second, rotation A, third, rotation B, and fourth, rotation C. Think of it kind of like when you hit a certain milestone within an endless mission, you progress your way through the rewards table, pulling twice from A, once from B, once from C, and then repeating. Get the AABC rotation thing engraved in your mind, as it will help out a lot when trying to farm new mods and resources that we're going to need in the future. Now that we've covered the endless missions that you're going to come across, let's talk about the non-endless missions. First up, we have a mobile defense mission. This mission is very similar to defense, except you have to deliver a payload to 3 different locations around the map and defend these locations until a timer runs out. It would be nice if you got 1 reward per location defended, however, you only get 1, making it a rather boring and unrewarding game mode. Next we have Sabotage. This mission requires the player to go to a location and destroy enemy equipment either using their weapons or the world around them. In these missions, there are 3 hidden caches that will glow white and have a chime noise, but it's okay if you completely neglect searching for them, as the rewards from them are only okay. With all of that information, you should be able to make your way to the Venus Junction quite easily. So now let's talk about completing the junction requirements, starting with modding. One of the requirements wants us to equip 4 mods on a single Warframe weapon at the same time. The easiest way to do this would be to equip mods that have matching polarities to the polarities in your modding section of either your Warframe or weapon. You can access the modding section of your Warframe or weapons by going to your arsenal and selecting upgrade on the piece of equipment you wish to mod. A polarity is the symbol located on the top right of your mods and the top right of the blank spots on your Warframe or weapons modding sections. Matching these polarities halves the amount of capacity a mod will take upon being equipped. Your weapons or Warframe's modding capacity is displayed at the top left of the screen above their stats. You can see how much capacity a mod would normally take if it were to be equipped to a blank spot in your modding section by looking at the number that is on the top right beside the mod's polarity. If you happen to mismatch the polarities, meaning you put a mod on a polarity that does not match within the modding section, it will increase the cost of the mod. For now, just throw on 4 mods that you think will help you out in game. Once you have the 4 mods equipped, we can move on to the next requirement, upgrading your mods. To upgrade your mods, we are going to head over to the mod station found within your ship. To start this process, select the mod that you would like to level up, press fusion, then use the plus and minus icons displayed below the mod to increase or decrease the amount of endo and credits you would like to spend to rank your mod up. Press apply fusion, and then you have officially ranked up your first mod. Saying that you have hopefully by now completed all of the requirements for the Venus Junction, you can travel to it to take on the Warframe Spectre boss located here. The Warframe Spectre that is found on the junction that you're traveling to will match the Warframe whose parts you're going to be able to farm from the boss on the planet that you're traveling to. The Warframe that's located on this junction is Rhino. You can easily take him down by making use of the abilities that you have at your disposal at the time of traveling to the junction. Once you defeat Rhino and complete the junction, Venus will be available for you to explore. As mentioned in the previous episode of Beginner's Guide, there is a link in the description to a handbook that has a checklist of things to do that is updated with each new episode. We are coming to a close with this episode, but before you check out the next video that should be released on the 15th of January, there are a few things that I want you to do. The node called Cambria on Earth is a spy mission that drops a lot of good must-have mods and a part for a Warframe that we're going to be crafting later. From this node, I want you to farm a mod called Vicious Frost, a mod called Volcanic Edge, a mod called Hornet Strike, a mod called Serration, and finally an Avara Systems Blueprint. All the mods and the Warframe part blueprint that I want you to farm drop from Vault C, sharing a 9.9% chance to drop, which means you're going to have to run this mission multiple times to get all of the things that I just listed. If you're struggling with the spam mission, I made a video showing you how to do all the vaults really easily that will be linked in a card that should be on screen now and in the description below. Another tip that I can give you that I'll explain in the next episode in more detail is that if you want to level up one of your weapons faster, you can by unequipping the other two. So for example, if we wanted to level our primary faster, we would unequip our secondary and our melee. After you farm all of the above mods, I want you to go to Everest and farm the mod called Intensify from there. It will drop from Rotation B, the third excavator. But with all of that being said, that is it for episode 2 of my Warframe Beginner's Guide for 2019. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button below. If you disliked it, hit dislike. Subscribe for more Warframe content. If you haven't already, don't forget to sign up for the Mesa Prime Access giveaway that I have linked in the description below. Maybe even buy some merch. Discount code is down there too. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.